What's up, guys? On the fly, the final score and triple threat main event with our Sunday night update. Hope you guys are having a good Easter. Happy Easter to everybody out there. Hope it has been a good day for all you guys out there. Unless you're, well, I guess if you're Duke fans, it hasn't been such a great day, has it? Anyway, um, yeah, the Final Four is set. Um, who did we have last night? Connecticut is going to take on Alabama. Connecticut, man, what can you say about Connecticut? They look tough. You know, when you go on like a 30-point run and to start the second half, who is the Facebook user Wolfpack? There's a lot of happy Wolfpack fans out there. We're going to get to them in just a second, but I want to get the UConn deal over with. Who is this Wolfpack? Identify yourself. You ought to be proud. Um, yeah, UConn just looks. I mean, they look like a beast. Um, Scoring 30 points to start the second half and just pulling away from, gosh, it was Illinois. Jeannie Story, what's up, girl? I know you Wolfpack fans are proud. You should be. You really should be. And I'll get to that in just a second. Um, but yeah, Connecticut just looked like they're on a mission. You know, the defending national champs. They want to. They want to be a repeat, but you know, we'll see about that. A lot can happen. As much as they scored this time, look at all the Wolfpack fans coming in here. Y'all identify yourself if you're in here. Let me know. Hey, you guys out there on Twitter, you guys want to make comments? I'm right here. I can see your comments now, so go right ahead. Um, Alabama, you know, I thought Clemson had something for them the way Clemson started off, you know, jumped out to an 11-point lead. And then just like that, Alabama came back and took control of the game. Um, to be honest with you, I didn't watch much after the Connecticut. They started blowing Illinois away. I kind of turned it away, and I didn't really get back on. I was keeping up with the score, but I got into a freaking movie last night, and it was pretty good. And I didn't watch the Clemson Alabama game too close, but I saw Alabama. I think this is their first Final Four and maybe ever. I don't know. So today we have Purdue against Tennessee in a game. Tennessee jumps out on Purdue, and Edey, this 7'4" giant, goes off. But to me, and I know it, this is a pet peeve of mine in basketball, and I don't know if it's creeping its way from the NBA down to college now. But is there a walking call on this? Because it looked like several times he took more than a couple of steps and no call. So I don't know if that's going down into college basketball now, or if it's already been there. I haven't noticed it as much as you do in the NBA, but I hope not. But he scores 40. God, I forgot how many rebounds he had. 40 points, and they pull away from Tennessee. Tennessee, Rick Barnes puts up a good effort, but you know I'm not a big Rick Barnes fan from his time at Clemson in Texas. Uh, just he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong, he's a great coach. Just something about me that him doesn't set right with me. And then the matchup tonight or this afternoon, 5 o'clock, NC State and Duke. First of all, congratulations, NC State. You're in the Final Four, first time since 1983. And 1983 is going to come up a lot tonight. The irony between that team and this team, and I know some of it might be grasping at straws, but I mean, you can't deny what's there. Okay, so first of all, you you have to go back to the ACC tournament. Miss free throw and a desperation three to send it overtime Virginia. If that doesn't happen, State's not in the tournament. State's not in the Final Four right now. Go back to '83, opening round of the ACC tournament against Wake Forest. Lorenzo Charles has to hit free throws to win that game to get by. So there's one thing. ACC tournament. The last two games NC State and 83 played were against Carolina, who they beat in the semifinals, and then beat Virginia in the finals. Little reversal. They beat Virginia in the semifinals. They beat Carolina in the finals. So there's another one. Have to win to get in. There's another one. Overtime game, second round. There's another one. Of the NCAA tournament, excuse me. And then the regional final. 83 team faced Virginia in the regional final, a team that they had beat in the ACC tournament before to get there. So they got Duke, a team they beat in the ACC tournament to get to the Final Four. I said the other night on the Final Score podcast, I didn't think they'd get past Marquette. Marquette was the team they beat in the finals. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think they beat UCLA in the finals in '74 with David Thompson, Tom Burleson, and Monty Tao. They beat UCLA in the semifinals. They beat Marquette in the finals. So carry it back to '74 a little bit. Yeah, I know we're reaching, but this is fun, guys. I'm a Carolina basketball fan, but it's been fun to watch State do what they have done in the last 2 weeks. I mean, nobody gave them a chance to be here. Thought they would go out first round. I've heard rumors, and this is just rumors, so don't quote me on this, that the athletic director from State, I am live, Henry Ford. I'm right here live. Are you live? Yeah, Chris Odom, Wolfpack. I like that. I can handle that. I can handle that better than I can the Blue Devils. I heard rumors that the athletic director had Kelvin Keats walking papers in hand if they lost that first game in the ACC tournament, and probably had it for the second game. And after the third game of the 5, he would probably start, okay, wait a minute here. Fifth game, I mean, he couldn't do nothing then. Once they won the ACC tournament, I think there was a clause in Keats' contract that extends him another year or two. So that, I mean, what can you say, guys? State is playing. I mean, even if you don't like State, I'm not a State fan, but I don't have a problem with State basketball like I do the other color blue. And Filipowski showed his butt tonight. Not a very smart player. When you do things like he did to get these fouls called, the elbows, the slinging, stuff like that, that they've got the next crybaby at Duke for sure. And I don't care, Duke fans, you can quote me all you want to, you can fuss with me all you want to, but that's the truth. He wasn't very smart tonight. That last foul call, he thought he was going to get away with it. I mean, how can you get away with it right under the basket and you sling a guy down? And then it looked like the refs were out to get him. I'm talking about the refs were out to get him or something on the sidelines. He's pouting. And I can't go without talking about DJ Burns. I don't know what got into him over these last 2 weeks, but he has really upped his stock in the last 2 weeks. Not only, I mean, he's got NIL endorsements now that he didn't have before. He's probably, look, that little drop step he does, that's pretty impressive. Duke had no answer for him. Your brackets just jumped. I know you did not pick NC State, and that was my next thing, guys. Did anybody take a chance and put NC State making it this far in your bracket? Because I don't, unless you had 2 or 3 brackets and just wanted one, and you're a State fan, you wanted one to see State go far. I don't think you picked State to make it to the Final Four. DJ Burns, I think he had 20, 29, 28 points, 13 and 19 shooting. They had no answer for him the second half. What the heck? I don't know if it was Kelvin Keats or somebody say to State in the second half, because State turned up the defense. They were playing good defense the first half. They just had some times where they were letting them get in the lane too much. They were letting Roach get in, and turned it up the second half. I think one time near the end of the game, Duke had made more free throws than field goals in the whole game. I think they had made 17 free throws and 16 field goals. One time I heard the announcer say late in the game they were 5 for 23 in the second half shooting. So, John Shire, sorry, buddy. You're gone. Carolina, we kept the popcorn warm for you. Got a seat on the couch. We got plenty of popcorn right there. I don't know who this is, but yes, he is. He is a punk. He is the next in line of the Duke Crybabies between Grayson Allen, Christian Laettner, Danny Ferry. Who else? Chris Odom. Yeah, I figured it might be. Yeah, Filipowski. Yeah, that's the next one. I mean, but he's not as good as what everybody has made him out to be. To me, I haven't been impressed with him. He has flashes, but he's not consistent. I just Duke. I saw somebody on TikTok, a Duke fan, saying we're not even worried about DJ Burns. We're not worried about State. We're already penciled in for the Final Four. That trip, if you're going to make that trip to the Final Four, you're going to be seeing red out there. That's for sure, because there ain't going to be no royal blue out there. And look, let me tell you this too. Some of the calls made in this game. The call, I don't know if they called a foul. The one with Keats got the technical on it. And nobody touched Filipowski. He just lost control of the ball and went over the backboard. And they give the ball to Duke, saying somebody from State tipped it or they fouled him or something. My question is this. On a call like that, if there's doubt, why can't they look at that the way they look at the out of bounds play any other time? They looked at that goaltending, which was a good. They did that right. They got that right. That was not a goaltend. That was just a excellent play by the Duke defender to come back, to hustle back and make that block. Why can't they look at stuff like that on replay and determine what was the right call? I mean, what's good for one's good for the other. I mean, like I said, I don't have a dog in this fight. I hate Duke. I'm not a State fan. Hate's a strong word. I dislike Duke very much. I'll put it that way. But yeah, so that's that's set now. State versus Purdue. And I'm not seeing Robert. I'm sorry, I'm not seeing. For some reason, it's not coming up on this. Your comments. I have Bama, UConn in the final. You put Bama and UConn in the finals, huh? Okay, that's not bad. I mean, that's pretty good. I wouldn't have put Bama in there for some reason. I didn't. I don't know who I had. What I had Carolina versus UConn, and UConn winning. So some of you people, I'm not seeing the message on my main screen here, but I'm looking on my phone right now to see what I'm missing. I know I missed some from Henry Ford, some from Robert. I'm catching up on you, Robert. Yeah, I have no idea why StreamYard does this. But anyway, if you're commenting and I don't acknowledge you, that's why. So yeah, first time since '83, Jim Valvano. But look, it's so funny. It is so funny how ironic everything is. Because State's going in the Final Four, and on the other side, you've got this number one seed that looks unstoppable, like UConn, like Houston did back in '83 with Elijah Wan, Drexler, the Phi Slamma Jamma. It's so freaking ironic. If Houston had been on the other side, it would have been. I would have been buying painters caps like back in '83, and watching and looking for Jay Jennings on Channel 5 to start playing Hungry Like the Wolf. I actually sent Mr. Jennings a text. Only one. Okay, Robert showed me his bracket. It says only one bracket was filled out. His Final Four was Houston, Tennessee, UConn, Alabama. So yeah, Texas Tech, boy, you like Texas Tech, don't you? Okay. You have Purdue and Tennessee. If you just picked Purdue, you would have had 3 of the 4. So yeah, I did text Jay Jennings. I haven't got a response from him, Mr. Jennings, about was he gonna put up one of those music videos with highlights to Hungry Like the Wolf and Duran Duran. I know Jason Jenkins is watching right there. He's a huge Duran Duran fan. So yeah, that would really take you back to the old days. What else we talking about? Okay, NC State, not just the men, the women. What kind of embarrassment was it for the NCAA to realize after they played there all weekend in Portland to realize the 3-point lines were not even? State beat Texas today. And before the game, oh wow. There's a picture somebody has on Facebook. Do you guys, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. The Wolfpack Red Soda from '83. Somebody still has theirs. I remember the year before there was a Tar Heel Blue Soda. We used to have empty cans. I've still got somewhere around. I know I've got some Carolina ones, and I think somewhere at my mom's house we've got a State one, Coca-Cola bottle, because they put that out back then. But it's just so ironic, guys. State swimming makes it, but what kind of embarrassment is that when you played all weekend, all of a sudden you notice, well, guess what? The 3-point lines aren't the same on both sides. They're uneven. But they did. Texas and State agreed to play. But have we heard the last? Would somebody come up and say, well, that wasn't fair? Somebody that lost before, that wasn't fair. We could have won, but the 3-point lines were uneven. What would they do then? I mean, you got State and Texas agreed to it, but there was teams before it that played. Don't know. What else we got going on around here? We got WrestleMania 40 coming next week. This is the week. Tomorrow night should be interesting on Monday Night Raw. And let me tell you guys something. Some big news. Not big news, but pretty cool. My co-host. All right, the final score We don't just have two now co-hosts. We've got three. Eric Sawyer has joined the Final Score crew, so he'll be here. Maybe not every week. Nobody wants to be here every week with us, but he'll be here whenever he wants to, as far as being on the Final Score. So we had to get Matthew. Matthew does a great job with this. We got Matthew to make us a new intro, which we will debut next week, and it is so cool. You guys are gonna love it. I listen to it over and over again, and it's funny. It's funny the way we talk in there because it's totally Eric's a trip. Matthew is Matthew, and then me. I'm kind of out of my box with that. You guys don't hear me do some stuff like that a lot, but you'll hear when you hear the intro. So Duke is gone home. What is next for Duke? Well, they're right in the same boat as Carolina, as far as I know. They're gonna 9 comments. I'm trying to catch up, guys. Hey, those drinks were not terrible tasting, Jason. They were pretty good to me. I liked them. Yeah, Robert. I got the Hermie Sadler reference. Yeah, he's going to be on here for a while. On the fly, we've got some interviews coming up. We've got a new series coming up. We're going to talk about that. Joe Decker is going to be helping me out for a while when he can. But my album challenge. Let's talk about that before I get out of here because I'm having some problems with. I had this. Never mind. You don't want to hear about that. My foot. This is my foot. Is what it is. A little bit of what I've been listening to. Okay, I'm gonna start the War Hippies. I don't know if you guys ever heard of them. Kyle Barber suggested the War Hippies to me. He suggested, which Mallory and him both suggested Cody Jinks. I have not finished Cody Jinks' new one yet. I've started on that today. Boyz II Men, some old Boyz II Men. This was not one of the great albums that they had back in the day. War Davis, which was great. That was a great one. Cheap Trick, the self-titled album. Not Cheap Trick. Wade Hayes, On a Good Night. Def Leppard, Euphoria. That was back in the day, too. And my page is it won't come loose. Scott Stapp, the lead singer for Creed. Higher Power, his new album that's pretty great. ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, Time. I know Jason Jenkins will remember ELO did the Rock and Roll Express song. The Robert Gibson lookalike contest Look, I put a thing on TikTok. Jason, if you're not on TikTok, you need to get on TikTok. Because I'm putting some vintage 1986 NWA wrestling clips up there. And one of them was Tony Schiavone talking about the Rock and Roll Express Super Summer Sizzler Tour. And it was so funny because they never get away with it today. They were going to have a hold on. I'm checking my comments. Yes, I'm live. They were going to have where you could girls between the ages of 14 and 18 could submit for their chance to be Miss Rock and Roll Express. And he made sure he said this too. With their guardian, their legal guardian on the bus with the Rock and Roll Express. But I like how they threw with their guardian in on there because you would never, ever, ever get away with that today. Yeah, that was funny to me. But Jason, you need to, and all you guys need to check out the Final Score on TikTok. You see it right there. It's Stevie Fly's Final. check me out. Follow me. I'm trying to get to 500 followers right now. My goal is to get to 1,000 so I can go live on TikTok. And you can, if TikTok doesn't get banned before before I get there, so it probably will by the time I get there and can go live. But yeah, so that's what's going on. So you guys be sure. I've got a special final score getting ready to come out in tomorrow. Cracks are starting to form for the Duke coach, and reporters demanded answers after he got blown out by NC State. Reporters questioned Jon Scheyer's job performance after the Elite Eight loss to NC State. Wow. Let's have a looky. To be honest with you, I'm not thinking about my job in these 2 years. I'm thinking about these guys. Where's our program at? I think our program couldn't be in a stronger place. We're just 20 minutes away from going to a Final Four in our second year. I don't shy away from our expectations of what we want to do, but for me, that's not the way I'm thinking at all. I'm just hurting for these guys right now. Tough loss. Some of the most heartbreaking moments of my career happened at Duke. We didn't go to a Sweet 16 until my junior year. We didn't go to a Final Four national championship until my senior year. Culture is the hardest thing to have and to build. We'll have to regroup and figure out who you have coming back and coming in. I couldn't be more confident where this thing is heading and what we're doing. That's not where my mind is at the least bit. So, yeah. I think, I don't know. I mean, this transfer portal, you never know what might happen. But anyway. So, yeah, we've got a surprise, well, kind of a special episode of the Final Score coming out tomorrow. And the regular episode will come out tomorrow too. I'll just leave it at that. You'll have to listen for yourself. And then we've got some On the Fly. I'm trying to catch up on my back stock of On the Fly Start Fresh. So you guys keep a lookout for that. Please, guys, follow, subscribe, 5-star review. If you so can, I would love for you to be able to do that for me. I wouldn't ask anything else of you. I don't ask for money, because I don't want to ask for money, but it's free. It takes you like 5 minutes at the most just to say 5 stars and write a little bit, maybe a sentence about what you like or what you don't like about the show. Hey, if you don't like the show, please don't give me a 1-star review. That would be kind of crappy. But anyway, so I'm going to get out of here. Congratulations, NC State fans. Be proud of your Wolfpack, and you know what? Maybe I don't need to pick them against Purdue next week because I didn't pick them against Marquette. I wanted them to beat Marquette so bad, and I definitely wanted them to beat Duke. So maybe I just need to keep picking against NC State, and maybe that'll pay off for you guys until Monday after next. So we'll see. All right, guys, I'll be probably chiming in a few more live this week, going live more often than I have been. So you guys keep your eyes open for that. Get some comments in. I'm sorry if I didn't see your comment. Let me make one last check on the comments before I get off here in case I did miss anybody. Yep, I agree. They could not hit the broadside of Barnes, Robert. You're exactly right. Teeny boppers is what Flair called them, and that was the big program where Flair handed Morton a training bra for his kind of women. But don't know if you get away with that now either. But anyway, all right, you guys have a great night. I hope you had a great Easter. We'll see you next time on The Fly, the Final Score and Triple Threat main event. See ya.